Hello teacher, I'm starting to explain my mind map about relationship between educational institution and government agencies. As we know, the most important is the Secretaría de Educación Pública. It's the agency of the federal executive in charge of the educational affairs. It determines for the whole republic the curricula for education. The Secretaría de Educación Pública supervise preschool, primary, secondary, and normal education, provide unofficial, incorporate, or recognize schools. Monitor the observance of compliance with the provisions relating to preschool, primary, secondary, technical, and normal education, and to prescribe the standards to which the incorporation of private schools into the national education system must conform. Well, the next one is the Secretaría de Salud. This agency is about health education to promote the creation and development of health education programs, sex education, and family planning. To achieve these goals, the Ministry of Health has developed health education and environmental contingency programs that help raise health standards and foster a culture of health among children through the detection of various diseases, medical care, and the transmission of healthcare standards. Okay, the next one is SEDENA. This agency draws up the plans and programs of study military schools with the official approval and accreditation of the Ministry of Public Education university level schools. In the SEDENA exists three types of military school: class, officer, and university. University level schools, which are part of the Army and Air Force University, offer degrees in medical, surgery, dental, military engineer, construction, chemical, mechanical, electrical, transmission, and industrial engineering, with the specialization in communication and electronics. Then, the Secretaría Marina. The Secretaría Marina is responsible for directing public naval education and for programming and executing directly in collaborating with other departments and institutions oceanographic research work in waters under national jurisdiction. Well, the Secretaría de Marina has 11 schools, which are Centro de Estudios Superiores Navales, Heroica Escuela Naval Militar, Escuela Médico Naval, Centro de Capacitación de la Armada de México, Centro de Entretenimiento y Capacitación, Escuela de Aviación Naval, Escuela de Especialidad de Aviación Naval, Centro de Instrucción de Destructores, Centro de Paracaidismo, Escuela de Comando Submarino, Establecimiento de Unidades y de Superficie. Then, the Secretaría de Trabajo y Previsión Social. In accordance with the organic law of the Federal Public Administration, the Minister of Secretaría de Trabajo y Previsión Social has among its function to promote the development and of training and education in our works, as well to carry out research, provide advisory service, and give training courses required by countries' productive sectors to increase productivity. To fulfill these tasks, the Secretaría has a General Director of Training and Productivity, which, in coordination with the SEP, Technological Education sector, offers technical and industrial training service. Then, the Secretaría de Agricultura y Recursos Hidráulicos. The function of this agency is include coordinate and directing when appropriate activities with higher and middle level Agriculture Education Center, establish and direct the School of Agriculture, farming and forestry, organize and promoting agricultural, poultry, and forestry research, establish experimental institutes, laboratories, and flora and fauna research. Then, the CDSOL. The CDSOL coordinates national subsidiary programs that exist. Implement one in December in 1998, whose central objective is combating poverty. The Programa de Solidaridad, algo así, has a commission to coordinate and define policies composed of representative various federal agencies, including the Minister of Public Education. Well, in CDSOL, among the action of the National Solidarity directly related to education, we can mention those of educational infrastructure and education, which includes the programs to dignify school educational infrastructure, children in solidarity, and social service. Also through these programs, it has been possible to build new educational space that benefit 2 million of children. And this is about CDSOL. And the last one is the Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores. The administrative unit of Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores relate to educational matters are the Director General for Cultural Affairs, which collaborates with the Ministry of Public Education in disseminating Mexico culture abroad and promoted its cultural and educational relationship with other countries. Coordinate Mexico participation in international cultural organizations and promotes the conclusion of cultural agreements. Well, in conclusion, without a doubt, many times we don't notice about the intervention of several agencies in education, but as I investigate the topic, I go through several stages in my education in which each one of them is involved. As we know, the Secretaría de Educación Pública will always be involved in our academic development, since they are the ones that validate each educational institution in which I study, so that at the end of each stage of my education, they give you our certificate, and then the Secretaría de Salud always visit the schools to give you how do you say? Well, provide background service, oral hygiene, and some like sex education in the middle school. And when you were in secondary school, I remember that Secretaria Marina y Serena gave us information about the contribution of studies in their educational institution, which were attractive when they gave you scholarships and internships while you study in that institutions. And also the Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores is currently involved in the UTD about the mobility program, since many of the scholarships obtained at the institution are guaranteed by the government, giving us incredible opportunities to experiences interculturalism in the world. So not only the Secretaría de Educación Pública is in charge of education, many of the secretaries, agencies help to develop more programs that encourage education in Mexico. And